could have a fireplace in their cell. They could probably get 3 meals a day instead of only 1 with prisoners in the criminal cell. You don't want a fireplace in a criminal cell, though. Too much of a security risk. They'll climb up the chimney and escape. Or an arsonist might see this as an opportunity to commit another act of arson. So you don't have that. Don't have fireplaces in the criminal cells. This is one reason they didn't use long-term incarceration as a punishment for serious crime. Now, your debtors are here for 20 days. After 20 days, they have to surrender their property so the government can sell it to pay off the debt they owe. The government can't confiscate the tools or materials of their trade. They can't deprive them of their livelihood. Compared to England at the same time, Virginia is pretty easy on debtors, actually. One thing you will find in the criminal cells as well as here is one of these things here. Everybody knows what this is, right? 3 big steps and a hole in the top step.
The toilet?
That's your toilet. It has to be indoors in the jail, so prisoners can't just run away. And this obviously makes it much easier for the jailer and his family, too. That minimizes the amount of contact they have to have with prisoners. Of course, in the debtor cell, that isn't as urgently necessary as it is in the criminal cells. But this is another reason they don't use long-term incarceration as a punishment. This is not very sanitary. And they knew it wasn't. That's why most people had their necessaries outside the house.
How many debtors would they put in this cell?
As many as they had, which would seldom be a large number. At any given time, you seldom have more than 4 or 5 prisoners in any one cell of this jail. At least not during normal times. During the Revolutionary War, the jail was often overcrowded. But that wasn't normal times. You had a lot more than just the usual prisoners during that time period. Sometimes as many as 10 or 15 crammed into a single cell. But that wasn't really normal.
Was it mixed, male and female, or just male?
They would separate the genders. There are smaller cells upstairs where female prisoners would be held, and occasionally insane persons too, till they finished the public hospital in 1773. Another sort of prisoner might be brought to the jail and held were runaway slaves. Now, slaves would be tried for felonies in the local county courts where the crime occurred. They wouldn't be brought here to await trial. However, sometimes runaway slaves who didn't identify their owners might be brought here. They would be held here for about a year or until the owner claimed them, whichever came first. If the owner didn't claim them within a year, they could be sold by the government to somebody else. But during that time, during that year's time, the jailer would have to put a notice in the Gazette describing the slave, so the owner would have an opportunity to come and claim his property, which